Today we're looking at emotional management. And please take notes because you retain more when you actually are taking notes as you go. The stress response that goes off in our brain, that fight, flight, or freeze mechanism that's part of the amygdala, it floods our body with adrenaline and cortisone, and it was designed for our survival. So designed, if you like, back in the caveman days when we might have needed to hunt for our lunch. We might have had to run after something to catch it. Or we could have needed to run or fight for our lives to avoid being lunch of a saber-toothed tiger or a dinosaur or something. Lots of stuff goes on in our body when that fight, flight, freeze mechanism is triggered in our brain. And this is to help us to get ready to run for our life if we need to. So things like blood is increased to muscles in our legs and our arms, and it's decreased to the organs in our body, including the digestive system. It stops working. Blood sugar is increased as glucose is released from the liver to provide energy to those muscles. So this was designed to help us in short periods of time, maybe minutes. But the reality is today, our stress can go on for months and even years if we're dealing with things like illness of family members, or even ourselves. Things like cancer can keep reoccurring many times. The death of a loved one. And because our immune system is shut down, we are more likely to incur things like colds and flus and even high blood pressure or cancer. Restructures in our work and potential job loss where we may have to take months to find a new job. During that time, the blood flow is decreased to that digestive system, which means any food we're eating over that prolonged period of stress is stored as a fat reserve because our body thinks we're going to need that in the future to run or fight for our life. So that is stored as weight. We're also during times of stress more likely to use addictive substances such as cigarettes, caffeine, alcohol, sugar, which is 7 times more addictive than heroin. And we're also more likely to use things such as prolonged periods of time avoiding behaviors, watching TV or gambling. So all of those things are going to affect our health. What we really need is to have more calm and balance, because we can't do anything about all those things outside of our life, like restructures going on at work or illnesses of people that we care about. But we do need to be able to look after our body and our mind so that we can cope with that stress as best as we can. So today we're looking at emotional management techniques in this module, and I have an additional module on emotional addictions, and this is where we look at if there's emotions that aren't serving you, have you become addicted to them, and what do you need to do to ensure that you can remove that from your life as much as possible. So to ask you to have a think about now, how will going through this module assist you? Perhaps there's something in your life at the moment which is causing you stress. So emotional management techniques. The first one is to, wherever possible, live a healthy life. And by that, I'm talking about things like making sure the majority of our meals are healthy food choices. That we get 7 to 8 hours sleep. Because when we're stressed, we toss and turn. Our mind is going crazy. And if we can get quality sleep, it means that we do the things that need to happen. Now, in our brain, we have neurons. And the neurons to go from one neuron to the other is something called a synaptic connection. And we have over 100 trillion synaptic connections in our brain. I don't know who took the time to count them all, but there are a lot. So what needs to happen, and when we get quality sleep, is that the brain does this pruning system, if you like, or a little bit like when you on your computer do a defrag process, where you're getting rid of stuff that no longer needs to be in your brain, making room for what needs to happen in the future. So your brain will look at things like, what are you focusing on at the moment? Then we need more space. We need more time for that. Stuff that you're not mentally thinking about, then it's going to trim those off. So it's really important that you focus every day on stuff that you want to happen in your life, so that your brain keeps that there for the future. Have some sunshine and fresh air every day, ideally. Get some exercise every day. Just even short bursts will flood your system with the great chemicals in your body that make you feel better. Declutter your life as much as possible, because you will feel more stressed when you have clutter in your life. And this is something I'm always trying to work on myself. Whether there's areas in your home or office, or perhaps there's people that aren't serving you anymore and are really toxic to you that you need to try and remove from your life. And what about memories? Traumatic memories that are no longer serving you. Being able to let that go as much as possible will assist your body have less stress. Also, tasks that you've been maybe thinking about every now and again that you need to get done. It could be a medical checkup of some description, maybe a dentist, or it could be servicing your car. Make a list of all these things you've been meaning to do and schedule the things in that need to happen. Even if it's 2 months down the track, put it in your calendar to do. And then your brain will let that go and know, I can relax, you're taking care of it. All the stuff that you can just release, then cross it out. And your brain will actually help relax it. I don't have to think about that anymore because you've dealt with it. You know that you don't need to worry about it. So some other things in terms of helping to manage your time are to ensure that you are number one priority. Now, if you're a parent, this can be very difficult, I know. That even if it's just every day taking a little bit of time to have a break for yourself, to get some quality relaxation, whether that's getting a massage or just reading a book or going for a walk, something that will help relax you. Another thing that will help with stress management is the power of human touch. And they say 5 hugs a day are what you need to get the great happy hormones in your brain and your body working. So if you can't find those humans to touch, fur babies are fine too. Even just giving yourself a hug, that will help your stress levels. Another technique is every day taking the opportunity to think about what you're grateful for, because they say that you get more of what you focus on. So if you can focus on some good stuff, you will get more good stuff happening in your life. If you focus solely on the awful stuff that's going on, then you will feel like you get more awful stuff. So every day, just taking the opportunity, whether it's writing in a journal or just thinking about it. Another stress technique is taking deep breaths, because deep breaths help relax your body, because your mind is getting the oxygen that it needs. When you're in survival mode, you're not really able to think clearly. When you're able to take some deep breaths, it helps that neocortex, the thinking part of the brain, work for you. Now, I am a believer in meditation. It is so beneficial to you. And some of the benefits of meditating include that it calms your mind. You have less anxiety, stress, and fear going on in your body when you are meditating. It might not feel like it at the time when you're meditating, but you do feel less stressed throughout the day. Even if it's just 10 minutes that you can spend practicing deep breathing, this will help you for your rest of your day. It helps you get better sleep, because when you are stressed, your mind is going all the time. Even at times when you're trying to sleep, you're thinking about it. When you're able to meditate, then it means that it can let some of that stuff go and you get better quality sleep. You also need less sleep, because 1 hour of meditation is 1 hour of, start again, 20 minutes of meditation is worth 1 hour of sleep. You have clearer, faster decision making. We all have a left and right hemisphere in our brain, a logic and creative part of our brain, and we tend to have one part of our brain that we use more often. We're more logical or creative. But when you meditate, you have the ability to get your mind working on both hemispheres so that you can have better left brain, right brain coordination. You can think from both parts of your brain better. It also helps reduce impulsiveness. So things like emotional overeating, habitual behaviors like smoking or using alcohol, gambling. When you're meditating, you're less likely to run habitually. You're able to heal faster. So I'm talking about those traumatic memories. You're able to let go of some of that stuff more effectively when you're meditating. It strengthens your immune system, which is really vital, because when you're feeling stressed, your immune system is shut down and you're more likely to get sick. So meditating is going to help get this immune system working again for you. It slows down aging. If you have a look at some people that have been meditating every day for years, just have a look at their skin. Have a look at how fit they are. I know of 70-year-olds that are running around and got more energy than 20 and 30-year-olds. And part of that healthy living that they have is meditation. Their heart is working better because they're practicing deep breathing every day. If you would like to be able to see what it's like to meditate, I have a free 15-minute audio that you can download. Now, once you've learnt how to meditate, which is really just closing your eyes to shut out everything else that's going on and practicing deep breathing, I get you to tense your muscles and release your muscles so you're more likely to relax. Once you've learned how to do that, it won't take you 15 minutes. If you don't have 15 minutes, then that's okay. Feel free to download that. So please take the opportunity now to note down what ideas you're going to try out, whether it's just as simple as taking some deep breaths or having a break when you feel stressed. It could be going through your to-do list and scheduling in things that need to be done. Just please take a moment to do that. And then when you're finished, then you can have a look at the emotional addiction module, where we talk about what lights up your brain and whether you've become addicted to certain emotions which aren't serving you. So take the opportunity now to reflect on your learning, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.